So, identification for random thoughts that pop in your head are a huge problem, and I'll tell you why. So, mental health therapists, often will say, like, we'll put a label on you, and for disclaimer, I'm no medical doctor, therapist, psychologist. I'm this guy who knows a lot of shit. And whenever someone experiences some distressing thoughts of like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I turn my car off a bridge, and or what if I jump off a cliff or something like that? And first off, people that actually want to do something like that, they legit want to die. They legit want to lose their life and turn their car in, jump off a cliff, or do crazy shit like that. On the other hand, most people get random thoughts of the idea, oh, what if I do this, or what if I do that? But the truth is, you don't actually want to do that. That's just your thought. And random thoughts are like passing boats through your mind. So when you have a random thought that pops in your mind, if you have like an identity to it, sometimes it could be a truthful thought, like, I'm confident, I'm happy, I love my family, and I'm thinking about that. That's a truthful thought. If it's a thought of, like, oh crap, what if I throw this soup can at this man on this kitchen aisle at the grocery store, and he hits his head and he starts bleeding everywhere? Do you actually want to do that, or that's just a thought? So, you're not crazy if you have a crazy, scary thought like that. You're not crazy. It's just a thought. Things could become a problem when you attach a reaction to a thought. So, like, if you have a irrational thought of something that's like along those lines, like I just said, like throwing the soup can, jumping off a cliff, and like you become so scared of it, you're like, oh my god, I just had a thought of doing this thing. I must be crazy. I must check myself in. No. You're scared to act on those things, so you're not actually afraid of. You're not actually going to do that. What the thought is telling you to do. You're not going to do that because and you trust yourself. You have an identity, and you have an identity, a moral character, and that doesn't fit in the what should I say? That doesn't fit of who you are. Ego is this tonic or something like that. But yeah, this book right here is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He just talks about, people that live in the past or the future suffer a lot because they think so much about the past or future. They never fully stay present. So, to give you some advice, I'll read a little bit right now. The Power of Now. Feel the emotion, observe the reaction, don't make a personal problem out of them. You will feel them something more powerful than any of those things you observe. The still observant itself behind the content of your mind, the silent watcher. So, whenever something scary pops up, or something that like you don't like in your mind, you observe it, and you don't give it a reaction. You just have like let them out and observe it still with presence. Okay. Let's see. I'm not going to show you everything in here because it'll take too long. But yeah, so involuntary suffering. The mind then creates an obsession with the future as an escape from an unsatisfactory present. So, and this could be other things too. If you're not happy with, what's going on in the present moment, like right now, you try to like fantasize the future of what will happen. But if you do that, like it's like just giving you unnecessary anxiousness, anxiety, anger, guilt. So like, it's best not to harp on those things too much. See. Okay, so I talk a lot about narcissism on my channel, And this kind of talks about people's something called pain bodies, which is like essentially demons, you know, like there's a lot of like, if they go through a traumatic experience, if they are just have like a lot of personal demons, to explain it the best. So let me read this. When you thought you knew a person and then you are suddenly confronted with this alien nasty creature for the first time, you are in quite for a shock. So the pain body talks about people's, you know, here's what it says. The pain body wants to survive just like every other entity in existence, and it can only survive if it gets you unconsciously identify with it. So in your subconscious mind, you know, habits and stuff like that. So your subconscious mind plays a huge role of like what's really going on with like thought processes and stuff like that. And you really gotta feed your brain good material too. So it's like I said, you know, the pain body wants to survive. It's an entity, and it says wants you to survive unconsciously, and it wants you to identify with it. It wants you to identify with these thoughts or these things, you know. And if you have anything, like even if you have an illness too, like some people can't walk, some people can't fucking, you know, do stuff, fucking walk. Some people can't, you know, move their hand because they don't have a hand. So I think it's important, you know, we don't have a victim mentality and don't identify with that, you know. You always gotta push for a mentality like, oh, I'm not what happens to me. I don't have to identify with it. And then slowly things start to change in your life, your mind, body, your spirit, you know. Like I said, I'm no doctor, I'm no psychologist, but your mind, your body is connected, and your nervous system, it's all connected. And if you have a healthy mind, you're consuming healthy stuff instead of junk material, you'll start to notice some changes in your body too. You start to feel more energized, healthier, and so on, you know, like big changes. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. Food for thought. Check this book out, Power of Now. Done.